Mary used the power of intention to bring me into her life. So let's bring her into the conversation right now. Hey, Mary, we're being recorded.
Hello.
No swearing. I love.
Shoot, I was just about.
Well, it's all right. I just muted you.
Oh.
I'm going to change your name to Mary.
Oh, thanks. I was about to do it, but thank you.
Mary. So I was just telling folks that you are a living, breathing example of using the power of intention, creating and holding a vision, feeling what the vision feels like, and taking action steps to get yourself right here, right now, on Friday, September 18th at 3:08 p.m. Central. So,
True.
explain to the people what I'm talking about.
Okay, so like many of you, I am living with the death of a beloved. My 24-year-old son, Brian, left his physical body exactly 24 years ago today. And so over the course of my journey, I found Tom. I was introduced to Tom's books by a friend of mine. Really loved them. I had been a health coach, a board certified holistic nutrition and wellness coach. Yes, this book right here, or both of them. Mine is under my computer. And I felt really drawn to Tom. Everything that was written in this book, this is going to sound really arrogant, but you guys probably feel the same way. I felt like, oh my gosh, just like he reached in and either grabbed it or, I felt like I wrote the book. It resonated that much with me. And so I felt like I had started to do grief work and I wanted to reach out to other people and I wanted to take my expertise as a health coach at some point, but I just knew I had to get closer to Tom. I just knew I had to reach out to him. So I tried a couple of different ways and it didn't work out.
Tell people exactly what you did, because you took concrete, you had a vision, you knew what it would feel like, you took concrete action steps to bring that vision into reality. Tell them
I did. And I will tell you, and I'll tell you, and I'm getting ahead a little bit, but I will tell you, I think for me, the most important step in all of that was that I released the outcome. I kind of looked at it as like, I'm doing what is right for me, what I feel like I'm being led to do. And it wasn't even about me, it was more like I felt this force and I honored that. So what I had done is I had started a support group with a friend of mine here in Louisville, and in my podcast, I think that's really what it was. It was the podcast, and I wanted to reach out to Tom to thank him and to let him know how much his work had impacted me and given me the courage and the it gave me the confidence to follow my purpose, everything that he had written, as many of you guys, I'm sure, feel the same way. So I emailed him. I found his email somewhere, but I emailed him and, I didn't hear anything back. I heard crickets. No, I think, I thought, oh, he's a busy author. He doesn't have time for, and you are, he doesn't have time for that, and so I let it go. And I was not a bit offended. I just knew that you were, you just either didn't see it or you were busy or you were great. I didn't ask you. I didn't say, can you please reach back out to me? I thought, shoot, I should have said, can you? But so fast forward, this coronavirus, I don't know. I've been on Facebook since 2010 or 2009. Never, ever occurred to me, gee, is Tom Zuba on Facebook? But in March of this year, before, just as the virus, actually just before, because I remember I typed in Tom's name and it popped right up. So I sent him a friend request and he accepted it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how easy that was. And so then he started just, a week later. I mean, the timing is really no coincidences, really. The time, not 2 weeks after I sent him the friend request, he started doing the Facebook Lives, which was incredible. I was so impressed. I mean, I was like, I can't believe that you're doing this. We all needed it so much. And then there you were. And that just, I knew I was in the right place. I knew I was really in the right place. So I sent Tom a Facebook message. Hey, maybe I don't know which, I said so many things to you, just little things. I was just sincerely grateful. And I wanted you to know that everything that you said resonated so much with me. The things that you said about Gary Zukov and wanting to surround yourself with people who knew more than you did after Trish died. And, I felt that way. And I also felt, as I had felt when I reached out to you in the first time, that we were connected somehow. I felt connected to you. And I felt, and I said to you, I don't know. And I didn't want to be, again, either arrogant or assuming, but I was like, I feel like I'm supposed to work with you. I feel like, I was really honest. And I think at one time you asked me, did you have any fear around that? And, the answer was no, because it didn't feel like an ego thing. It felt like I just needed to do this because that's what I was being led to do. And, so our communication at that point was a little sporadic, because a couple times you would answer and then you wouldn't, but then eventually you would always come, just like you've said with other things that you've done, just when you think, oh, I don't know, maybe, maybe he, maybe this isn't, then boom, there's Tom,
CW, I'm talking about you.
But you asked me, what does that look like to you? And I was like, oh, what does that look like to me? And I was really honest. I said, I'm not sure. But then you asked people, which was, again, such a blessing. During your Facebook Live, you said, is there anybody interested in reading a chapter of my book? I was like, to use your expression, hell to the yes, I'm like, raise my hand. I did that. So I think to use your words, you would say I kept taking a step closer. But I just knew that that's where I belonged. I belonged close to you. So I did that. And then, I'm thinking, and then I have that, Grit podcast. So I asked you, if you would mind if I started reading chapters on grit.
If I would mind.
Yeah. And you were like, yes, that would be great. In fact, I'll come on your podcast and kick it off.
I said, would it be okay? I didn't say, I'll come on. I said,
you didn't.
No, yeah. I said, how would you feel if I came on your podcast?
And I was blown away. I had never had a guest. It's a very little, there are no bells and whistles on this podcast. It's simply me recording. So now I'm faced with actually meeting Tom Zuba and having him on my podcast. And I've never really, talked to him before. And so and then it began. So we did that. And then, to me, it almost felt like out of the blue. You said, I can't, maybe I'm missing something, but then we were doing that. And then on one of your Thursday nights, probably, you said, we're going to set up a time for the next podcast, Mary, and wait till you hear what I have to tell you. I was like, I had to go back and re-listen to it. I'm like, what is he saying?
Because I wanted to touch base again midway through the book.
Yes. Yes, I left that out. Yes. So, and then so he said, let's touch base. And then you're going to be really, you're not going to believe what I want to share with you. And I thought, what is that going to be? So he came on the podcast and we had a great conversation. Oh, that was one of my favorites. Tom was out in his garden and I asked him if I could ask him the 8 fundamental questions, which so much of his work is really rooted in. And I thought, oh boy, everybody's probably done that. He was like, no, no one's ever really done that. So we did that, which was, I loved that conversation. And then at the end of that conversation, Tom asked me, will you work with me? Will you help me with my permission to mourn modules? Felt like it was a proposal. I wanted to jump up and say, yes, yes, yes. So yeah.
So this is so important. Number one, thank you for sharing all of that. Part of what I teach is that everybody tells their own story. I mean, you have your truth. I have my truth. Jessica has her truth. Anna has her truth. Kim has her truth. There's not just one truth. We all have our own truths. You shared your truth. I'm going to share my truth. I wrote a book. You know me better today than you did, 4 months ago, prior to the pandemic. But I am an ordinary person. I'm just like you. Those are the first words, the very first words I wrote. I am an ordinary person. I'm just like you. You used the word arrogant. You said, oh, when I was reading your book, I felt kind of arrogant. I felt like I wrote the book. I'm going to share my perspective. I was literally sitting in that rocking chair that I can see right now. In the summer, I get up early, 4:35. I make my coffee. I would sit in the rocking chair with this laptop and I would write. And I would literally say, universe, God, Holy Spirit, open my heart. Let my heart connect with all of the people living and who have crossed over, who will read my book from the minute it's published to the end of time. And please help them pull through me what they need to hear. Pull through me. Help Mary Werdeman pull through me what she needs to hear. You said you felt arrogant, and it felt like you wrote the book. Honestly, this ordinary person truly believes you did write the book. You helped me write the book. I honestly believe that. Why? Because this is what you are. You are a number one authentic badass. I mean, you just are. So I believe in divine timing. I really, really do. And that first email that you sent, it was at a time when literally every single person that commented on a Facebook post on my personal page or on my Tom Zuba Teaches a New Way to Do Grief page, this one, every single person, I read every single post, every single comment. And I liked, because I wanted people to know that if you took the time to be here, I wanted you to know you were seen, heard, and honored. And I commented, I engaged people. That was the bulk of what I did. I right now I probably have 80,000 emails. I have 80,000 emails. I'll be honest with you. What I try to do is 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes at night before I go to bed, I flip through the emails. And if there's something in the line that catches my attention, I'm like, I still have an AOL account, so there's no streaming whatsoever. I mean, I get so much crap. So there was nothing intentional about whether I read, and I know you know this, but that was that was the way it goes. But I also want you to know this. You know me well enough. I am not bragging. I don't have to brag about anything. I know exactly who I am. This is the fact. On my Tom Zuba personal page, we can only have 5,000 friends. That's it. There are people all over the world who read my book. They want to be friends with me. I get it. They don't type in Tom Zuba teaches a new way to do grief. They type in Tom Zuba. My personal page comes up. They send me a friend request. I get it. I have probably 1,500 people waiting to be my friend on Facebook. I believe I have less than 50 spots left. I know, I don't know, 130 people are my friends. And the other are people that I hope will become my friends. They want to follow me because of my work. So honestly, Mary, why did the Holy Spirit say, oh, accept this woman, this Mary Werdeman? She looks like she would be a good one to accept. No idea, not a clue. That absolutely was divine timing. That was the work of the divine. When I got this idea, the Holy Spirit planted this idea, and the Holy Spirit said, why don't you ask people, invite people to read a chapter of your book? It was during a period when Anna had already finished reading the 22 chapters of Permission to Mourn. And she wanted to take a break because she honestly didn't feel like she could do Becoming Radiant, because she felt that that was way, way, way beyond her grasp. That was too out there. She was nowhere near radiant. So there was this chunk of time, and it was during the pandemic. And the Holy Spirit goes, ask people if they'll read a chapter of your book. And I was like, oh my God, no way. Oh, talk about arrogant. That is so arrogant. No, 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 no. I will get crucified. I will get crucified by people. Who do you think you are? We're supposed to read your book? Hell to the no on that. And I had set intentions that I was going to say yes, that whatever came my way, I was going to trust and I was going to say yes. So I took a really, really deep breath and I said, okay, I'll put it out there. And the response was so overwhelming. I mean, it makes me weep that people took the time to read a chapter and then reflect on it.
It was wonderful.
Well, and it's funny because you go, I have this little grit podcast. I didn't have a podcast at the time. I'm like, she's got a podcast and she wants to read my book on her podcast. You had one perception of who I am. I'm telling you, and anyone that really cares to listen to me and believe me, this is who I am. Mary's thinking, oh my God, I couldn't possibly ask him to be on my podcast. And I'm like, Mary's got a podcast and she wants to read chapters of my book? Yes, 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 yes. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to take a risk. Would you be willing to have a conversation with me to kind of set it up? And you said yes. We had a great conversation. And the Holy Spirit said, when she's halfway done, approach her and ask her if she'll do another conversation. And that I had a pretty good sense of who you were, but it was during that 90-minute or 2-hour conversation, during that conversation, this is rare for me, Mary. This is rare for me. Really, really rare. You created a safe, sacred space for me. You created a safe, sacred space where I could go like this. And I could have a conversation with you about me. Someone was interested in me, not in what I had to offer, but in me. And you are the first and the only person that asked me those 8 questions, the questions that I think are the most important questions if someone is going to heal. So you gave me the opportunity to articulate, to put into words what I believe and what has really, really helped me step into becoming radiant. I was like, I knew I was building a team, and I was like, this woman is not getting away. She is going to be part of the team, part of the team, part of the team. I don't know what I have to do. She's going to be part of the team. And when, again, I hadn't done an online program in 18 months. I had no desire, none. I had nothing to offer. Nothing, nothing, nothing. And I was so exhausted. I mean, I was just so exhausted from life. I am, we can get into this later, but, being, the husband of a dead wife with 2 dead kids, you don't get a lot of invitations to dinner parties. You just don't. So this is divine. This is absolutely divine. And when I decided I was going to do Permission to More in Module 1, I knew I wanted to do it differently. I knew I wanted to offer the 22 people that said yes more. And I thought, I resonate with some people. There's one Tom Zuba. Tom Zuba resonates with some people. There's one Mary Werdeman who resonates with other people. And there's one Dr. Rosa, our friend Anna, who resonates with other people. And I thought, if the 3 of us can come together, we are such a dynamic team. We're such a dynamic team. So you set the intention. I love that you said you release the outcome, that you release the outcome. And in the magnificent, transformative wisdom of the universe, the timing aligned and it was perfect. And as a result, the messages that came through in my book are now our messages. It's not just mine anymore. And that's such a burden off of me. It's your message, and it's Anna's message, and it's Jessica's and Margot's and Kim's, and it's Kirk's, and an ever, ever, ever expanding circle. So why did we take this much time? Because it's so important to realize there's Mary's story, there's my story, there's your story. And it's important not to get too locked into the particulars of your story, because it's never the whole picture. It's important to be flexible and really, really willing to expand. So this is another one of those. Mary, people that know me, my friend Rachel has the gift of being a medium. And tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Central, right here, Rachel and I are going to have a very similar conversation.
Oh, goody.
Rachel's a medium. I know Rick Olson, he's a shaman. I'm not a medium, and I'm not a shaman. I'm Tom Zuba. I am becoming more and more and more aware that I do have a gift. And a gift that I have is to look at certain people who are vibrating at a level that is consistent with where I'm vibrating. And I can see them. I can see them. It's really hard for me to explain, but I can get a flash of what their optimal life is. It's fun. I mean, I'm really, really glad. I don't see dead people. I don't go to the underworld or the other world or the middle world. I see radiant, optimal lives. And Mary suggested, that, she's a certified nutrition coach, which I knew. She's a phenomenal teacher. She's articulate. She's thoughtful. She's mindful. She's a great communicator. She's like, I want to do something in nutrition. Okay, cool. Let's talk about it. And her vision was like this big. And one of the things that I do to the people that I love, any of my clients will attest, sometimes in a gentle way, sometimes in a not so gentle way, but always in a loving way. I push and push and push and push. And you were open to it. And I'm really, really excited about what we're going to offer the entire world absolutely free on this page in October. What is it called? And tell us about it.
Okay, so it's called Heal Body, Mind, and Spirit. Because as Tom has written in Permission to More, Chapter 7 is the chapter that really talks about healing. But it is all.
Uh-oh. That is so interesting. Why did that happen? Let's see if she comes back. I don't think she even knows she's frozen. All right, I am going to send her a message. Mary, you froze up. Can you log off? And oh, there she goes. She's smart. So life happens for us, not to us, and for whatever reasons, I'm supposed to take a commercial break. So this is a new t-shirt, and I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. I know that. I really know that. Let me show you the other t-shirt. I'll be right back. I hope that this is everybody's cup of tea. My buddy CW, he's the one that created this. And Armando, who works with him, created this. And very soon, you're going to be able to find these at tomzuba.com, but we're still kind of working out the kinks. So in this thread, I will put the link where you can purchase either one. There's a wide variety of colors. There's a wide variety of sizes. This, I believe, comes in 14 different colors. It comes in children's sizes. It comes in extra large. This, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it just comes in black and heather gray or if it comes in colors. Where did this come from? My Permission to Mourn, Module 1, the 22 women who were absolutely incredible, they wanted to create this t-shirt. It's their design. Here comes Mary. End of commercial. That worked out perfectly. Hey, Stephanie. That was so interesting that you froze up.
You were frozen for me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Maybe I was frozen for them. I got to put in a little commercial. I told them about our new t-shirts.
Oh, good. They're fantastic. I love the one you're wearing.
Perfect. Mary
Perfect.
loves the one I'm wearing. I know it's not for everybody. That's okay. This is for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love them both.
We're creating a program that's going to help people become radiant, mind, body, spirit.
Yes, because it's all connected. When you work on one, you work on all three. And and the reason for that is, it is based in science. It's because of all the feel-good neurotransmitters that are affected. Like when you move your body, the endorphins get released. That helps your psyche and that makes you feel good, right? Same thing with food. That when you eat good food, your immune system is located in your gut, and when you eat healthy food that nourishes your gut, then that also releases serotonin, which is a feel-good, hormone, and you feel better. So it's not just anecdotal. It's based in science. It's when you work on one of those things, it helps you all three of those areas. So. And it's so interesting because I've been a health coach since 2012, and I was practicing when Brian transitioned, and I stopped. And now I realize that my grief has so informed who I am as a health advocate. So I kind of digressed a little bit there, but I want you to understand I'd like to share that my expertise has now deepened in a way that I could never have shared with people before. So in some ways it was the universe telling me, take a step back, this is, all these things are going to happen. It's going to help you to help people in a different, maybe even in a more profound way. So that's sort of my mission right now, is that I want to help people who are dealing with grief. And Tom, you define grief as the internal automatic learned response to the end of a dream. Who is not experiencing the end of a dream? Whether it's the loss of or the transition of a beloved, whether it's, the loss of a job, whether it's, everything that's happened politically in our world, all of those things, that's grief. And that triggers, or sets off anxiety, inflammation. So all of those things. So my mission is to help us in the format of our work, right? We're going to do it in a safe, sacred space. We're going to do it with the undertones of gratitude. We're going to do it with keeping in mind or looking for beauty. Most importantly, we're going to do it with intention. We're going to do it with vision. We're going to do it with concrete action. And it's going to be simple and fun. That's my, we have suffered enough. It's my hope and my dream to give people more a reason and to feel good about doing it. So let's have fun doing this. You look like you have.
Let me jump in. So the intention I set in 2006, the year after my son Rory died, it's kind of a lofty intention to transform the way we do grief worldwide. There is a new way to do grief. The old way doesn't work. I tried it and I tried it and I tried it. The old way to do grief creates pain on top of pain on top of pain. As Mary said, we have suffered enough. If you believe that you have suffered enough, in October, beginning Sunday, October, do we start on the 11th or the 4th?
Yes.
The 11th. Sunday, October 11th at 7:30 p.m. Central, right here. It's free. Mary and I will be live. We will be explaining the parameters of the free program. It includes a partner. Find a partner. Think about it right now. Who do you love? Your mom, your spouse, your son, your daughter. Spend a week with that person, focusing on one thing: healing, being happy, being mindful, being conscious. 1 week together. We're going to begin on the 11th. We're going to end on the 18th. Easy peasy. It's before the holidays. Give us an idea of some of the areas that we're going to be delving into and how you're going to be visible throughout that week.
Okay. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to offer you guys a suggestion every day that will include something from nutrition, from movement, and from self-care. And I want to meet, everybody's at different areas, everyone is in different, different places in their health journey. So some of them will be super, super simple or simple enough. Others might be a little bit more challenging. And so you can choose. I'm either going to do 3 suggestions in each area or 2. I haven't decided it because that might be a lot. We'll see when I have it written down. But like, for instance, under the nutrition umbrella, I might give you the option of drinking 8 glasses of water a day, maybe cook a meal from scratch that day, Or your third one would be try a Whole30 recipe. You can Google maybe I'll even provide one, a Whole30 recipe. So those are your sort of levels. You can choose one. Oh, you know what? I don't really want to do Whole30. I don't even know what it is. It sounds too complicated, but I can drink 8 glasses of water. I'll commit to that. So that would be in that area. And then in, say, movement, maybe I'll suggest a 30-minute walk or 20 to 30-minute walk. That might be one level, and then maybe a 30-second plank, which I might even demonstrate, but a 30-second plank. Or, and your third choice might be a 45-minute workout of your choice. Okay, so you're like, I have 45 minutes, but I can walk. I'll take a 20 to 30-minute walk. So you choose that. And then under self-care, maybe it's read chapter 7 from Permission to Mourn. Or if you don't have the book, go on YouTube and Google, Tom's yes.
Let me stop for a second. I would suggest if you
Buy
don't
the book.
have the book,
Yes.
why don't you have the book? It is $12 on Amazon, and usually
Yes.
it's on sale. So
Yes.
if you're interested in healing, you might want to buy the book.
Please, please. So read chapter 7 because it sets the tone. So that would be one option under self-care. Maybe another option would be to take a bath with or without Epsom salts. And the third option might be to really that night concentrate on getting 8 hours of sleep. Get into bed for 8 hours. Try your best. So, question?
Nope.
Okay. So those would be your options for the day. You can do one from each group, or you can do all 3 from each group, depending on how fast you want to heal. Where are you going with your healing that day?
I'm reading the comments, and it's fascinating because I think people are kind of stunned. And I want to make this really, really clear. Why are we doing this? We genuinely, I can't say this enough. We believe that every single person can heal. We are living proof. Healing is not a destination. I know there are gurus out there in the area of grief that believe it is. God bless them. That's their truth. It ain't my truth. I believe that healing will become my way of being. It is my way of being. Every day I heal a little bit more, a little bit more. We know the formula: intention, vision, feeling the vision, action, releasing the outcome as to the particulars. That is how we heal. I'm offering all kinds of programs, hoping that this might suit you, or this might suit you, or this might suit you. This program, it's about as welcoming, and the table is as wide as it can possibly be. It's about healing mind, body, spirit. I don't believe we were meant to heal alone, isolated. The pandemic, for many people, we're lonely, we are isolated. The root of this program is an accountability partner. It's up to you. Who do you know that you can bring in closer? I promise you, every single one of you, you know a widow, you know a widower, you know a teenager whose mom's dead, whose dad's dead. Do you have an open heart? Maybe it's your nephew, maybe it's your aunt, maybe it's your cousin, maybe it's your own mother or your own father. Can you bring them with you? Can you bring them with you? When I am of service to someone else, it's healing. It makes me feel really, really good. I'm excited about this for so many reasons. And the primary reason is I cannot think of, I'm not swear here. I guess I'm not. I just heard my mom's voice saying, please do not say that. All right. I can think of no reason why anyone would say, nah, I'm not going to do that. That's way too complicated. Would you like to heal? Spend 1 week with us, and I promise you, if you merrily follow along from Sunday to Sunday, by that Monday, you're going to feel better. You're going to feel better. You just are. And I don't really care if I do care, but it doesn't matter. If your beloved died 2 days ago, this is for you. If your beloved died 20 years ago, this is for you.
And we're gonna have fun. I'll do some demos. I might look like a goof, but I'm perfectly willing to do that. I think it'll be fun. I won't look at like a goof when I'm cooking, but listen, people, it's fun. We can do this and we can have fun. It doesn't have to be, and again, you can do one or as many things as you want. And I'm going to also I will also do a post every day with some, maybe I'll talk about, magnesium, because magnesium is so relaxing. If you have anxiety, and getting your magnesium will make you feel less so. So eating for your mood, and again, it's just some things will be informational, some will just be fun. Demos and some information.
This is the beauty about having Mary on the team. I know what I've done to move me in the direction of healing, that has brought me in the direction of peace, and has brought me in the direction of pain. That is all I care about. I don't know the whys. I don't have the science background. I don't have the credentials. I don't have the articles. I don't care. Mary does. So many people do care. What do you mean magnesium? I heard that magnesium isn't good for you. Da, 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 da. If Mary says to me, magnesium's good for you, I'm like, I'll take the magnesium. But what she brings to the party is the background, the research, the credentials. I'm thrilled about that. I want to say a couple of things, like I always do, but my friend Kat said something really, really important. I am well aware of the fact that 97% of the people that follow me are women. I mean, I can go on Facebook and they show me the statistics. And for a long time, I thought, what about the men? What about the men? What about the men? Over the last, since, let's say June, I'm offering more and more programs, in-person live retreats, weekend retreats. People are saying to me, what about this? What about this? What about this? Not one woman has said, what about my husband? What about my son? Would you create a program for him? Would you create a program for him? Which I think is fascinating. What Kat said is, I need to get my husband on board. This might be a perfect way to do that. I love that idea. If you feel like your husband might be open to this, what a cool thing to do as a couple. If you're a mom with a teenage son, what would be really cool is if you're a mom and a dad, unlike me, but if you're a mom and a dad and you have a boy and a girl, the whole family does it together. I guess what I'm throwing out there is, I'm well aware of the fact that the vast majority of men are unwilling to feel their feelings or their emotion. It scares the shit out of them. They won't admit that, but it does. And this might be a non-threatening, easy peasy kind of fun way to bring them in a little bit closer,
Right.
I also want to ask you one thing. What are you doing either the rest of the day or this weekend to consciously focus on healing either mind, body, or spirit?
You're asking me. Oh, well, tomorrow, and we were going to do it today, but tomorrow I think we're going to take a long bike ride. We used to love to take our bikes to this place called Floyd, or the Louisville Loop, and it's like 50 miles of continuous, so you can bike paths. So we're going to do that. And we also talked about going apple picking. So, so we're going to do that. So that's going to be movement, but and we bike around in our neighborhood, but definitely, getting out in nature and moving our bodies for sure. And, I have a morning ritual that I love. So I mean, that's just sort of typical, but I pray, I light a candle, I journal, I do my gratitudes, and I pull from an oracle deck. I'll just share that.
Oh, all right. We're going to stop there. What the throwaway line was, and I pull from an oracle.
I know I wasn't going to mention it because I think
no, work that into
the program.
Yeah, because it's fascinating.
I'm telling you, it is fascinating.
You know what would be cool? I'm bossy. I am so bossy. What would be really cool is one day during that week, in addition to, what your regular. So what Mary's going to do is she's going to do a live video every single day.
Yes.
Are you going to do it at the same time, or are you going to do it whenever you can?
I haven't decided. I'll try to do it at the same time. That would be nice, but I don't know. I might be like Tom. I might have to do it when it does.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to decide that now, but one day in addition, one day in addition to your regularly scheduled whatever, like maybe 3 hours later, say, I'm going to pull the oracle cards. So if you're with me live, I'll pick 5 people that are with me live and we'll do the oracle cards. That would be a really fun.
That would be really fun because I've never really done it for someone else, but I know how to, and I will tell you, it is, it's mind blowing. I mean, yes. I have no doubt that it's that the divine.
And let me throw this in. If someone is watching and believes that that is the work of the devil, I honor that. I mean, yes. I truly, truly do. If you believe that that is the work of the devil, you're still welcome at my table. I really, really believe that. And my hope is that you will afford me the same kindness and courtesy. I don't believe in the devil. So there's no possible way Mary pulling the oracle cards could be the work of the devil. I just want to offer that right now. My friend Deborah said, Tom, are you still drinking the gold organic tea? Number one, I'm impressed that you remember it. Number two, the container is not that big, and I think I'm about halfway through. So I'm very, very careful and particular about what days I actually drink the gold organic tea. The answer is yes, but not every single day. That's something that Kim Maddox gave to me, and my hope is she'll be serving it when we're all together in December.
Yay.
This is what I want to say to folks. There's no way I could keep the pace that I keep unless I took extreme, extreme care of myself. This is not my work. I love, love, love what I'm doing. I get down on my hands and knees. I really do. And thank God that I didn't kill myself. I am so grateful that I didn't kill myself. I take really good care of myself. With intention, I get up every morning. I love it. Over the last couple of weeks, I take Molly for a walk right as the sun's coming up, and we go look for the owls. I love that. I love that. I love that. When I'm done walking Molly, and we've either found the owls or we haven't, I work out. I work out for an hour and a half every morning. This is before 8 a.m. Love, love, love it. Every Friday afternoon, somewhere between 4, 4:30, 4:45, I get a massage from my guy Kurt at Massage Envy. Heaven, heaven, heaven. It is 3:56. I have to go in 1 minute. Why? I'm going to take care of myself. I'm getting a massage. But before I do, tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. right here, I'm going to do this with the medium, Rachel Pearson. If that resonates with you, great. I will be back from my massage at 6:30 p.m. Central tonight. I'm going to the book launch celebration of Paige Lee, who I introduced you guys to on Tuesday. If you're interested, it's free, it's online. Scroll down my page, the invitation's right there. Hit I'm going, I'll see you there. This Tuesday at 7:30 to consciously mark Suicide Prevention Month. Suicide Prevention Month. My guests are going to be Dawn Whitcomb, whose incredible son Dylan took a gun to his head, and Kim and Kirk, whose incredible son Garrett took a gun to his head. And what we're going to talk about is it possible to prevent suicide? If it is, why the hell are people still killing themselves? If it's not possible to prevent suicide, why the hell do we have an International Day marking Suicide Prevention Day and a whole month marking Suicide Prevention Day? Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central. You get the last word, Mary.
Well, you said something that I just wanted to say real quick too, is that I think periodically, you know, when I was health coaching in 2012 or to 2016, I called it my work. It was my work. And honestly, this is not my work anymore either. This is just who I am. You know, this is what I do every day. This is how I've been healing. And this has been so crucial and helpful to me that I want to share it. I just want to share it with anyone and everyone, because mind, body, spirit with community and connection together is so healing, and that's how we live. That's how we live a good life. That's how we live our optimal life. So
get your Radiant t-shirt.
Yes.
Mark your calendar. Sunday, October 11th, 7:30 p.m. We start right here. Who is your accountability partner? Think about that. You have a gift to offer. Bring someone into the circle. If this message resonates, share it so the others will know. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Join us. Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
We'll speak up
guys.
soon. Take good care of yourself.